At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion. Because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Slade's the place for you!
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present the state softball tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on an outstanding softball season. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Well, a very pleasant good Tuesday morning, softball fans. Welcome to the Harlan and Hazel Rogers Softball Complex, Iowa Central Field. We are finishing up the Class 3A state quarterfinals to start the day, as it is the Davenport Assumption Knights, the number 4 seed, ranked number 5 of the final polls against the Midgets of Estherville Lincoln Central here in the state quarterfinal round. Daniel Versteg with you here on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Let's briefly take a look at the matchup real quick. Davenport Assumption come in as the 4 seed. They are 25-12 coming into the state tournament. They finished in a tie for 4th in the Mississippi Athletic Conference, playing up a few classes with a record of 10-8. Meanwhile, Estherville Lincoln Central comes in at 31-6, 7-0 champions of the Lakes Conference, and they are in the state tournament for the 3rd time in 4 years, while Davenport Assumption is tying a state record for their 9th consecutive trip to the state tournament. You've got two, you would call them blue bloods, but I guess today it's more fitting to call them red bloods. Both teams very well known for their red color, and both teams very familiar with the state tournament as we see how they have gotten to the state tournament. As we take a look at the road to state, you see Davenport Assumption. They were able to defeat Central Lee in the region final, a 6-3 final score. Again, the Knights are the upper seed, so they will be the home team. They are a dominant pitching staff, and that has been such a bright spot after losing Molly Rowe to an injury last year. She is back, and she's been dominating hitters, a 14-7 record with a 1.72 ERA and 193 strikeouts, but that's not the only piece to the puzzle. You look at the batting order, and my goodness, Sophia Cottle, she's only an 8th grader, folks, but she's hitting .429, driving in 17 runs. That's one of those names you might just want to keep in the back of your mind for future note here at state. Meanwhile, the Estherville Lincoln Central Midgets, they are Region 1 champions. They are a dominant pitching staff in their own right. They've got 2 arms that they go to on a regular basis. We'll see Riley Yeager get the start today, a 15-2 record with an ERA under 1, 200 strikeouts, and opponents hitting only a $115 off of her. That is the best opponent batting average in the state of Iowa. Tatum Dunleavy, not too far behind her at 16-4, an ERA just above 1 with 166 strikeouts and a 125 opponent batting average. So you've got a matchup of 2 outstanding pitching staffs. You've got some really strong hitters. Estherville Lincoln Central utilizes their speed a bunch. You see Davenport Assumption. That's a very young team. Last year, they were pretty senior heavy. They were the Class 3A state runner-up, and they got a good crop of 8th graders. They brought in a couple underclassmen, some freshmen and sophomores, and they just keep dancing their way to Fort Dodge. It doesn't matter how they get the job done. They get it done, and back at state for the 9th year in a row under second-year head coach Tyler Edwards. Of course, if you know Estherville Lincoln Central, though, the Midgets have been at state a number of times in a number of different sports. Their basketball state tournament runs over the last few years have been pretty legendary in their own right. They are 31-6 and at the state tournament for the 3rd time in 4 years. You can tell one thing: when a team gets to state in basketball as consistently as they do, when they make noise on the Blue Oval in Des Moines like they have, and then they get to Fort Dodge as well. You know one thing, they are a group of athletes, and that is true. This is a speedy group. 160 steals on the year. They average 7.5 runs a game, and they get on base to a clip of 408. Looks like Nate Dunleavy leading the dancing circle there for Estherville Lincoln Central. There's no better atmosphere for high school sports than here in Fort Dodge. We are just having a great time getting you ready for this Class 3A state quarterfinal. Again, it is Estherville Lincoln Central, and it's Davenport Assumption. Taking a look ahead, the winner of this contest will be in the Class 3A state semifinal. They'll take on the winner of the game that's currently on the other diamond, which features Benton Community and the Solon Spartans. Well, let's head to a break as we take a look at the fine folks gathered here in Fort Dodge. It is Estherville Lincoln Central and Davenport Assumption ready to square off in a Class 3A state quarterfinal. We're back to Fort Dodge after this on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, Executive Director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We'd like to thank you for joining us for the Girls State Softball Tournament.
The Iowa Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing state tournament. This tournament not only showcases Iowa's elite teams, but the athletes competing here today are among our nation's best and brightest. And Iowa's farmers are among the nation's most productive. Our partnership with the Girls Union gives us the opportunity to recognize both, all while supporting and lifting up the Iowa girl.
With the help of the Iowa Farm Bureau, we celebrate students' efforts not only on the field, but in the classroom as well. The Iowa Farm Bureau is committed to your success and supports our organization and the Iowa Girl. Through millions of dollars they provide in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence.
As Iowans, we have a lot to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing here today or a fan tuning in, we all play an important role in making our state great. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations to your school on a terrific season, and good luck in the tournament games.
The winner of this game will advance to the semifinal round on Wednesday on Channel Beach Field at 4:45. Now let's get to non-starters and assistant coaches for the visitors on the scoreboard, ELC. Number 6, Maddie Jewell. Number 12, Ridley Dutta. Number 13, Suri Shadow. Number 14, Kylie Schneider. Number 17, Addison Hoagie. Number 22, Grace Matt. The assistant coach, Nate Dunleavy. Now let's get the starters for Estherville Lincoln Central. Leading up, the junior, the center fielder, number 1, Kara Schultz. Batting second, the junior, the pitcher, number 19, Riley Yeager. Batting third, the senior, the second baseman, number 9, Tatum Dunleavy. Batting fourth, the junior, the right fielder, number 16, Haley Dump. Batting fifth, the senior, the shortstop, number 2, J.C. Henderson. Batting sixth, a junior, the catcher, number 27, Hillary Rushy. Batting seventh, the freshman, the first baseman, number 4, Casey Reckwall. Batting eighth, a senior, the third baseman, number 8, Evie Nat. Batting ninth, a junior, the DP, number 3, Hope Koleski. And the flex player this morning, the freshman, left fielder, number 11, Ariana Beekman. Head coach for ELC is Megan Anderson. Now let's get to non-starters and assistant coaches for the night. Number 1, Reese Ross. Number 3, Allie Castle. Number 6, Jason Kurtz. Number 8, Emmy Nidji. Number 10, Brianna Beeman. Number 11, Hadley Edwards. Number 13, Lily Owens. Number 18, Shane Timmons. Number 32, Harper Miller. Number 37, Laura Lippincott. The assistant coaches, Allie Timmons, Zach Murphy, Sydney Rowe, and Izzy Ropeman. Now let's meet the starters for the night. Leading off, an 8th grader, the left fielder, number 12, Sophia Cottle. Batting second, a sophomore, the catcher, Charlotte, number 7, Charlotte Nitty. Batting third, a freshman, the shortstop, number 27, Marissa Boyson. Batting fourth, a freshman, the DP, number 9, Kennedy Kane. Batting fifth, a sophomore, the first baseman, number 15, Catherine Snyder. Batting sixth, the junior, the right fielder, number 16, Addie Williamson. Batting 7, a junior, the second baseman, number 20, Bella Stoppergan. Batting 8, a senior, the pitcher, number 17, Molly Rowe. Batting 9, a freshman, the center fielder, number 26, Madison Edwards. And the flex player this morning, a sophomore, the third baseman, number 36, Alexi Pilgrim. Head coach for Davenport Assumption is Tyler Edwards. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce our umpires for this morning's contest. At first base, Mike Fry. At third base, John Nathan. And calling the balls and strikes, Deidre Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for state tournament softball.
Well, we are ready to go with this Class 3A state quarterfinal. It is Estherville, Lincoln Central, and Davenport Assumption, and it's going to be a fantastic contest. You're watching the 2024 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Iowa Farm Bureau believes in the Iowa girl and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. There's Davenport Assumption. They are the home team, coming in with a record of 25-12, and here they come onto the field here in Fort Dodge. We heard the batting order from our public address announcer. Taking a look now at the pitching matchup, it's going to be the senior Molly Rowe, who's going to get the start in the circle for Davenport Assumption after missing all of last year with an injury. Boy, is it good to have her back and dicing up hitters, and that's what she's been doing all season. 14-7 record with a 1.72 ERA, 134 innings. She'll make her 22nd start of the year in the circle this morning. Opponents are only hitting a $133 off of her. She's got some outstanding coaches that have helped her as well. Allie Timmons, the assistant coach, pitched for Davenport Assumption a few years ago. The winning pitcher in the 2018-2019 championship game, going 32-0 her senior year, and was able to play some collegiate softball at the Division I level in this great state as well. So you've got a great assistant coach that helps Molly Rowe be an outstanding arm, and that is what she has been for Davenport Assumption here this season. She's going to face, though, an Estherville Lincoln Central offense that is dynamite as well. They are lightning quick. They are stupidly athletic, and a team that you got to watch out for. They get on the base paths, a walk. Does not always mean one base here this morning. It could mean two. It could mean three if you're not careful. You always got to be ready for the threat of the steal with Estherville Lincoln Central, and that is no different here today. Well, it's time for all the talk to stop. It's time for the game to get started. It's Kara Schultz. Digs into the box against Molly Rowe, and that first pitch missed down, according to our home plate umpire, Deidre Moore. The count is 1-0 as we get started at 10:31 this morning. Just a beautiful day in Fort Dodge, USA. It's 76 degrees, a light west wind at 6 miles an hour. Schultz swings underneath a rising fastball, and the count evens to a ball and a strikes. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kara Schultz. A two-time All Lakes Conference selection for Estherville Lincoln Central, the 1-1. That is a little bit of a cut fastball, and it's fouled back as Kara Schultz still makes some solid contact with it, even though fouling it back. One thing we will try our best to do as well throughout the broadcast is designate which black jersey is up to bat, which one's in the field. Just kind of an unfortunate situation there. The 1-2 pitch missed down, and our count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you can see, when we get a chance to see it, Estherville Lincoln Central does have some red jersey numbers. Davenport Assumptions are in white. That might help you a little bit. There's a high pop-up on the infield. Who wants it? Bella Stoffergen, the second baseman. She's got it. That's the quick first out. Both teams play some really good defense as well. That's something that doesn't always get talked about. We always, when we come to a softball game, you talk about the offense, you talk about the pitching. You rarely talk about the defense, but Davenport Assumption, a .941 fielding percentage, only 43 errors on the season. not going to make a whole lot of mistakes. There's Riley Yeager, and she wants to slap it, but she takes the ball outside, and it's 1-0. So you've got Riley Yeager, who is not just an outstanding fielder, not just a quick slap-hitting threat, but a great pitcher as well. This time she misses the slap, and that evens the count to a ball and a strike. Yeager comes in with an on-base percentage of .476, hits .417. She's a two-time first-team All-State selection. Slaps it to the right side. It's Stoffergen again. A quick transfer and nowhere near in time to beat the quick speed of Riley Yeager. And there you see it on display right out of the get-go. Stoffergen did about as best as you could do to try and play the slap quickly out of the glove, but Riley Yeager's state track speed got her to first base, and Estherville Lincoln Central is in business. And now you got to watch out for the stolen base threat. She's got 28 of those this season. Here's Tatum Dunleavy, and she takes down to get this at-bat started. This is the 1-2 punch of pitchers, but it's a 1-2 punch at the plate as well. Dunleavy comes in hitting 7 for 10 in regional tournament play. 1-0. Fouled back into the glove of Charlotte Niji. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Tatum Dunleavy. Estherville Lincoln Central was a third-place finishing Class 3A last year. Estherville Lincoln Central, third place. Davenport Assumption was runner-up in 3A. This is a punt. Pops straight back. And quickly 2 strikes on Tatum Dunleavy. The assistant coach of Estherville Lincoln Central is Nate Dunleavy. And, of course, put 2 and 2 together, that would be Tatum's father. Family affair in Estherville. Pop up to the right side. Boy, Bella Stoffergen's been busy. She's made some nice plays over there, makes the second out. And now it'll be the right fielder, future Minnesota State basketball player, Haley Stokes. So maybe somebody other than Bella Stoffergen will get a play here. She's had 2 pop outs and had to field the slap hit from Riley Yeager. Haley Stokes digs in. And Yeager's going. The throw down from Niji is in and out of the glove of the shortstop, Boynton. And Yeager swipes another base, her 29th steal in 30 tries here in 2024. As we take a look at that speed again, I mean, just outstanding hustle. The throw beat her there, but they just couldn't quite get to the glove of Marissa Boynton. So runner in scoring position, and Stokes takes a bending cut fastball on the outside corner. And pitchers that have that are so dangerous to face off with. It's just something you don't see on a regular basis. This one's fouled back. Haley Stokes, who bats in the cleanup spot for Estherville Lincoln Central, .448 batting average. And your cleanup hitter, you need some pop. She's got that .724 slugging percentage. This is a player who has been on the biggest stage of Iowa girls sports for the last few years. 1-2, that's in the dirt. Great pick from Charlotte Niji. She pops out of the crouch. And the count is even. Estherville Lincoln Central's got a chance to try and get on the board first. The pitch. That's popped up. Who's got it? It's Alexis Pilgrim and Charlotte Niji, but it's Pilgrim who fights her own teammate to get there and make the catch. It's out number 3. A 1-out hit left stranded. We'll see what Davenport Assumption can do in the bottom of the first when we come back. You're watching the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hey fans, level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central's students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passions and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. Well, Riley Yeager, one out base hit. All Estherville Lincoln Central could muster. She got left in scoring position, and now it is Estherville Lincoln Central's turn in the circle and in the field. Riley Yeager, who had that hit. She's in the circle, a 15-2 record, a 0.83 ERA. That long, lanky frame, boy, she can bring the heat. You know that, and if she can't, well, she'll get some help from Tatum Dunleavy. It's an outstanding 1-2 punch that you don't always see in high school softball. You always see a number one arm and then the rest, but Estherville Lincoln Central's got the pleasure of having two number one arms in their rotation. Sophia Cottle, phenomenal 8th grader, shows a bunt and takes a ball. No better way to burst onto the scene than Sophia Cottle has this season. A .429 batting average in her 8th grade campaign. She has not yet walked the halls of Assumption High School as a student yet. That's a strike outside corner. Counts even. But she has already earned a first-team All-Mississippi Athletic Conference selection this year. 17 runs batted in, 30 runs scored, 36 stolen bases. Just a phenomenal 8th grade campaign. She takes down. 2 balls and a strike here to Cottle. And that's got to make you really eager to see what she can do. I'm sure Tyler Edwards is just thrilled that she is on his team for the next 4 years. 2-1, a wave and a miss, trying to slap it the other way. And Estherville Lincoln Central's got her played pretty well. The third baseman, Evie Nath, is very shallow up the third base line. And, of course, the shortstop, J.C. Anderson, playing shallow up that left side as well. 2-2 to Cottle, and she slaps it foul. I mean, just think about the opportunities that Sophia Cottle has had. Davenport Assumption's a 3A school, but they play in the same conference as basically all 5As with a couple of 4As. I mean, you got the Davenport Publics, you've got Bettendorf, Muscatine, Pleasant Valley. Foul up the first base line. You are consistently playing up a competition, and now they're actually going to say Sophia Cottle was in the batter's box, or out of the batter's box when she made contact. So they're going to say well, hang on. The fist was thrown up for an out. She was out of the batter's box when made contact, so she is out. A 6-pitch out, making contact with the ball out of the batter's box. First out of the inning, and now here is the catcher in Charlotte Niji. So Estherville Lincoln Central gets a gift there with a first out, and now this one missed inside to Niji. I can remember last year, a state quarterfinal. Davenport Assumption taking on Saydell. Charlotte Niji hit her first high school home run of her career here at the state tournament. She could use another one here. She swings at a pitch down and misses. And she doesn't have one this season, so it'd be a good time for her to try and break through with one. Counts even as Riley Yeager looks into the ELC dugout for the sign of the pitch. That one's hit high in the air. The second baseman has been busy, but now the right fielder, Haley Stokes, calls off the second baseman, and she makes the catch. It's out number 2. Almost looked like the second baseman were going to get pretty much every ball hit in this first inning. But Stokes calls off the second baseman, Dunleavy, and now it is Marissa Boynton, the shortstop, trying to get Davenport Assumption on the bases here in inning number 1. So we have a fly out and then a illegal hit. The first pitch, that missed a bit high to Boynton. Counts 1-0. This Davenport Assumption offense, I mean, you're looking at two teams that are very similar with each other. Offense, pitching, defense, line shot, right center. That ball's down. It's a base hit. Stokes throws to first, but won't be in time. Marissa Boynton's got herself A 2-out single, and the Knights are in business. At the bottom of the first, as the designated player, Kennedy Kane, try and clean things up. Well-struck ball going the other way by Marissa Boynton. And getting Davenport Assumption on the base paths. Now Boynton, who has a little bit of speed, 14 stolen bases in 16 tries this year. Takes the pitch down, does Kane. 1-ball count to start this at-bat. Another busy day of high school softball here in Fort Dodge, just the way we like it. We're finishing the 3A quarterfinals to start the day, and then it is all 2A and 1A the rest of today. 1-0 from Yeager, and a line shot back up the middle. That's through. It's a base hit. Davenport Assumption's got a little 2-out life going. First and second with 2 gone as they turn things over to the middle part of the order in Catherine Snyder. And 2 solidly hit balls, one the other way and one straight back up the seam. 2 on, 2 out, and now Catherine Snyder has been given an opportunity here. 286 hitter, 18 runs batted in. This is the opportunity you relish as a good hitter. She takes up. Ball, no strikes. Both pitchers have been utilizing some rising fastballs here to start this contest. 1-0 count. Pitch. That's in on the hands and foul. It's 1-1. Snyder with 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the first, and Davenport Assumption potentially just a base hit away from getting the Knights on the board in this inning. It's the 1-1. And a changeup changed the speed on her, and Snyder just barely held the hands back. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oh, good job by Snyder just to keep the hands back on that one. That was a really tough off-speed pitch to do anything with. The 1-2, and there's a good riser, missed up. And the count's even at 2-2. 2-out life here for Davenport Assumption, and Yeager's 1 pitch away from getting out of it. Let's see what she can dial up here. The 2-2. Ground ball softly hit to the right side. Charged by Dunleavy. Missed the tag. Throws wide to first. Here comes Boynton to score. And the Knights strike first. Well, now we have a dead ball. Hang on. Dead ball on the play. And now our umpires are going to have to talk about where the base runners should be. The question is, did Kennedy Kane interfere with Tatum Dunleavy's ability to field that ball at second? As of right now, the Knights have a run on the board. And it looks like we're going to stay that way. So it is a ground ball to the right side. And now Tyler Edwards wondering, I'm not sure what Coach Edwards would be arguing about. He's got a run here. I wonder maybe if thinks he needs another base here. We do have a run on the board for Davenport Assumption. They strike with a little 2-out life. And now time called as our pitcher needs a ball. That's usually a good thing to have to get an inning underway again. So they gave Catherine Snyder a hit and then a throwing error on the second baseman Dunleavy. First pitch up to Addie Williamson. 1 ball and no strikes. 3 2-out hits and 1 run has scored for Davenport Assumption in this bottom of the first inning. And the Knights striking first. That's something they love to do. Just try and score early and often. This one down and in to Williamson, and now she's got a hitter's count. 2 balls and no strikes. You're going to get a hitter's count here. You're going to get a potentially pretty hittable pitch. It's the 2-0. It's inside, misses. 3-0 to Williamson. In danger of loading the bases. Here is Riley Yeager, a scenario she is not used to. She just sits down hitters with incredible ease, but that is not happening here this morning. 3-0 to Williamson. Takes a strike. And she's taken all the way. When you're ahead 3-0, you might as well not force the issue. Second and third. 2 gone. 3-1. Fouled back, and the count's full. Really good battles here from Davenport Assumption at the plate. They are just fighting off pitch, taking close pitches, waiting till they can get something to drive, and they've been driving them. Full count, payoff pitch, ground ball pulled, foul at third, foul ball. It's a foul ball. Hold on, the field umpire called out, but the home plate umpire has a foul ball. Estherville Lincoln Central's got to go back into the field. The Midgets were coming off the field, but a foul ball was the call at home plate initially. The field umpire did not see the dead ball call and called the runner out. We'll get another look here. It's a very close play. Yeah, I think that's a great call. You can see the gloves on the backhand and on the foul side of the chalk. So now we got to reset. This is another big payoff pitch. Here it is. It's a check swing. Did she go around? Did not. It's ball 4, and the bases are loaded. The field umpire says no swing. The bases are loaded, and now here comes the 7th hitter in the Davenport Assumption first in Bella Stoffrican. Well, for the Midgets, things have gone from bad to worse here. Bases loaded, 2 gone, 4 consecutive 2-out base runners. Stoffrican takes a strike. Stoffrican, an honorable mention all-conference selection. .356 hitter with 13 runs batted in, only 1 extra base hit this year. And now time is called as Riley Yeager might have something in her eye there. What a start to this game. Really eventful first inning here. But if the Midgets can get out of here with just the 1 run at this point anyway, they'd probably feel all right with that. 0-1. Down and in. But this inning has spiraled out of control. Yeager got the first 2 outs, no problem, and all of a sudden things have ballooned to a run for Davenport Assumption. 1-1. Ground ball, right side. Knocked down on the backhand by Dunleavy. Takes the tag out, and it's in time for out number 3. Davenport Assumption with a 2-out rally. Scores a run on 3 hits. 1-0 Knights after 1 complete. Estherville Lincoln Central sends 5, 6, 7 to the plate. When we come back on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
Frank, when you think fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Back to Fort Dodge with our view behind home plate. Davenport Assumption with a 2-out rally scores a run in the bottom of the first inning and has the early lead as we get ready for the top half of the second inning of play. Here in Fort Dodge, a Class 3A state quarterfinal. J.C. Anderson, the daughter of the head coach of Estherville Lincoln Central, Megan Anderson, digs into the box in the first pitch to J.C. Wave and a miss. Molly Rowe, who allowed a 1-out slap hit in the top half of the first inning. Otherwise, pretty good. Induced 3 pop flies. The lefty Anderson takes down. Now, oddly enough, with how often these two teams have been in the same class and been at the state tournament, they have never met before. It's not that I could find anyway. 1-1. Wave and a miss, strike 2. These two teams are perennially at the state tournament, whether it's in Fort Dodge, Des Moines, other side. I mean, Assumption gets to state volleyball. It's been a little bit for ELC. 1-2 and a deep drive to center field. That's got a lot of carry to the fence, and we're tied. J.C. Anderson to straightaway center field. And we are knotted up at a run here in this ball game. J.C. Anderson with home run number 8. And just like that, the Midgets have tied it up here in the top of the second inning. And that ball was smoked way out to center field. She knew it was gone right off the bat. Now that's also something Molly Rose not super used to giving up, is home runs. We'll see how she bounces back as J.C. Anderson ties the game with one fell swoop. Here's Hillary Rushy. She takes up a really smooth swing from Anderson. Home run number 8. And we are right back where we started, a tie game here in this contest. 1-0. It's a strike. Caught that outside corner with a little bit of a bending cut fastball. And it's 1-1. So we will also see Evie Nath in this second inning as well. 1-1. That's runs way up and away. Hillary Rushy and Estherville Lincoln Central, this middle part of the order, they have been known to do damage, obviously, with the pop. J.C. Anderson, the home run, she leads the team with 8. And then you also got Rushy with 6 as she swings and misses for strike 2. Rushy with 6. Dunleavy with 6. Haley Stokes with 4. You can't count out Kara Schiltz at the top of the order. She's got 2 long balls. There's power all up and down the order. 2-2 and a cut and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the ball game for Molly Rowe. Number 194 on the season, if you're keeping track at home, which I know you are. Here's Casey Breckwald, the first baseman now for ELC. Score tied at a run, top half of the second inning. It's Breckwald, and it's a swing and a miss. The 11th time Estherville Lincoln Central has been at the state tournament. Mentioned it's the 3rd time in 4 years, 2nd year in a row. The 0-1. It's up and away. Count evens. And a lot of these trips have come under Megan Anderson. In fact, this is the 7th time ELC has gone to state under Coach Anderson, dating back to the 2011 trip. 1-1. Wave and a miss, strike 2. It's 1-2. Quarterfinalists that year, semifinalists in 2012. And after that, it had been some tough sledding. 2013, 2016, and 2021. Could not make it past the quarterfinal round until this past season. They finished 3rd in the state. Check swing and a ball down. I'm going to say that was tapped foul by Breckwald. It's still 1-2. So Molly Rowe trying to bounce back in a big way. After giving up the home run to start the inning, she struck out 1. She struck out 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Molly Rowe as she puts away Casey Breckwald with an elevated fastball. And with 2 outs, it's Evie Nath. So Molly Rowe starting to maybe get into a groove here and trying to dice up this bottom half of the order. Evie Nath digs in, and the first pitch, strike inside corner. You know, I say bottom half of the order. You can say that here at the state tournament, but is there really a bottom half of an order here? I mean, there's really no team where you say, oh yeah, the 8-hitter, yeah, she's not as good. You know, we can put her away easily. And I don't think there is a batting order here at the state tournament where you can say, yeah, we can get the 8-9 hitter, no problem. Everybody is good, 1 through 9. There's a reason these teams are at the state tournament. 1-1 upstairs. Sure, is Evie Nath, a Kara Schiltz, a Riley Yeager in the top of her own order? No. But is she an 8 hitter like you see throughout the regular season? That's not the case either. She is incredible, just like everybody here at the state tournament is. She's ahead 2-1, and now waves and misses and a pitch up. Counts 2-2. So Molly Rowe, a pitch away from striking out 3 after giving up a solo shot. There's the 2-2 right down the pipe. And after a solo bomb for J.C. Anderson, Molly Rowe strikes out the next 3. We go to the bottom of the second inning, tied at 1 here on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Slade's the place for you!
We're all knotted up, heading to the bottom of the second inning. Daniel Versteg with you here on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by MidAmerican Energy. We are all knotted up at 1, and now Molly Rowe, the Davenport Assumption pitcher, will be leading things off out of the bottom third of the order here for the Knights. 8-9-1 to face Riley Yeager. Kind of had a rough go of things after picking up 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning, but was able to leave the bases loaded after giving up only 1 run. First pitch is upstairs to Molly Rowe. Should also mention after the home run by J.C. Anderson, the mother of all extra base hits, that extra base hits in this game are brought to you by Channel Seeds, the enhanced Channel Seed brand, here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more. It's channel.com/rise. So did not mention that after the home run. Want to make sure we get that in. The count is 1-1 here to Molly Rowe. And Yeager's offering, grounded right back up the middle. That's through. It's a base hit for Molly Rowe, and Davenport Assumption's going to try and start a run of their own on a scenario with less than 2 outs. Got a good opportunity to do so. Looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner here, as we'll get another player into the contest here in Fort Dodge. That courtesy runner is Allie Castle, and that courtesy runner is an IMT Insurance substitution. IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. So again, Allie Castle into the ball game for Molly Rowe, the courtesy runner for the pitcher. And now here comes Madison Edwards, the center fielder. First pitch outside, and it gets away to the backstop. There goes Castle, and she's into second. And the feet first slide. And that's a good way to get the second inning underway. A base hit, a wild pitch, and the Knights are in scoring position. Madison Edwards digs back in. Leading off the second, she shows bunt. Takes the ball down and in. That almost got away from Hillary Rushy again. But a nice job to keep it close and keep Allie Castle staying at second. Riley Yeager's found herself behind in a few counts here this morning. Another bunt shown on a pitch taken right down the pipe. 2 balls and a strike to Edwards. See how the Knights play this. They've got plenty of different tricks up their sleeve they could use. Another bunt shown, popped up, foul territory. Rushy couldn't get out of the crouch in time. Had no chance to make the play, and the count evens. That bunt was popped up back in that corner behind the on-deck circle here on the first base side. 2-2 to Madison Edwards, and now the bunt's probably taken out of the picture here. Pitch. Wave and a miss, strike 3. It was dropped, thrown down to first, and now Castle goes to third. The throw across the diamond is out of the glove of the third baseman, Evie Nath. So it is a strikeout and a throw down to first, but the pitch down allows Allie Castle to take third. And with one out in the inning, you've got the Knights with a go-ahead run 60 feet away from scoring. And again, the tricks up their sleeve are plenty here in this second inning. Sophia Cottle to the plate. First pitch. Takes a ball. Cottle was called out after stepping out of the box with making contact on a foul ball in the first inning. One ball, no strikes. Runner at third of the pitch. That caught the outside corner, and it evens things up. Boy, ELC could really use a strikeout, harmless pop-up. Something that can keep Allie Castle at third. 1-1. Bunt out in front of the plate. No, it rolls foul. 1-2. Did not quite get out in front of the plate. It rolled to the left of it. So 1-2 to Cottle. It almost looked more like a drag bunt than more of a safety squeeze of some kind. An interesting call there. Cottle with the speed. Obviously, she's been known to do that, but trying to drop it down here. 1-2 to Cottle. Slaps and fouls it. Another good battle here. You get good pitching and good hitting, and you equal good at bats. That's what we're seeing here. As Cottle tries to drive in a go-ahead run. The pitch, slapped, left side of the infield, knocked down, everybody's safe. It's a wise choice by Evie Nath to just eat that ball, keep it in front of her. I'm going to say that's a fielder's choice. No hits being, oh, they are going to give that a hit, excuse me. It's going to be an infield single. So runners on the corners now with one out. About to say the double play is in order, but I don't think you're getting Sophia Cottle, and she's probably going to go to second right here on this pitch. Here it is. There she goes. Pitches down, and no throw. So Sophia Cottle, understandably, taking second base. So that takes away any possibility of the double play, if there was even a possibility of the double play. Second and third with one gone. And Yeager needs a lot of help from her defense. 1-0. Whoa, just high. 2-0. To a dangerous bat in Charlotte Niji. There's the infield alignment for ELC. Corner infielders playing inside their bags. Anticipating a potential play at the plate. It's no force, though. 2-0. Strike called. Inside corner. Charlotte Niji was a third-team All-Stater last year as a freshman. She's driven in 31 runs this season. That leads the Knights by a pretty good margin, too, by about 8 or 9 runs batted in. 2-1. She shows bunt and bunts it foul. Straight back. Right idea. Couldn't get it down. Counts 2-2. Tied at 1. Go ahead runs at third. A little insurance policy at second. Big 2-2. And a changeup, but it was pop foul. Somehow Charlotte Niji kept the hands back and was able to fight that ball in foul territory. Count is 2-2 to Niji. Here in the second. Yeager's pitch. That's fouled straight back. Another drop ball. And Niji was able to fight it off again. Outstanding plate discipline from Charlotte Niji. She sees it out of the hands, and you can say, well, then you got to wait back on it. I mean, you can only do so much. Yeager's only been throwing fastballs. First time she's seen it. There's another one, 2-2. Line shot to first. It's caught. They're going to get a double play to third. Casey Breckwald doubles up the runner. Allie Castle at third with a line shot and ends the inning. ELC keeps the Knights off the board. We stay tied heading into the third on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion. Because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Well, we played 2, and we are still tied at 1. And we are only tied because of some phenomenal defensive play by ELC. Here it is again. The line shot to first. Nice catch by Breckwald. And doubles up Castle at third. Heads up play on a great shoestring catch. That was the leadoff base runner reaching for the Knights all the way to third. And she was left, well, put out to end the inning. So we stay tied. Hope Pileski, the designated player, is the leadoff hitter here in the third against Molly Rowe. And the first pitch, it's down and in. I did catch in between innings. Hope Pileski was given a big pep talk by Tatum Dunleavy right before she was starting to warm up in the on-deck circle. Rose 1-0. That's down. It looked like she was giving some advice. Stay off something. I'm not sure which pitch she was telling Hope Pileski to stay off of, but that's a great leadership moment from Tatum Dunleavy. 2-0's down and in, 3-0. And whatever advice Dunleavy gave to the junior Hope Pileski, it has gone well. And she's ahead 3-0, and Molly Rowe struggles to find the strike zone. This is a hitter, if you're Molly Rowe, that you would love to get out. Top of the order's waiting on deck, and don't want to give them a free base runner. There's a strike. That's just a get-me-over pitch. Now we'll see if Pileski can put some contact into one. Doesn't have a hit in the postseason yet, but she has driven in 3 runs. 3-1. There's a strike belt high. And it fills the count. Molly Rowe trying to come back in this count and see if she can put away the bottom of the order here in the top of the third. Big pitch. It's high and away. Ball 4. So a leadoff base runner on here for ELC. Hope Pileski reaching. A 6-pitch walk. And now it's Kara Schultz, the center fielder, leading things off in the first inning, and now coming up to bat with a leadoff base runner here in the third. Molly Rowe will try and work out of trouble here. First pitch to Schultz. Shows bunt. Pushed it up the right side. Scooped up at first. Thrown to Stoffergen covering. They throw behind Pileski. She dives back into the bag. So the bunt does its job. A 3-4 put out at first of Kara Schultz. And now it's Riley Yeager's turn. Riley Yeager, who before the long ball off the bat of J.C. Anderson had the only hit for ELC. Still just 2 hits awarded to the midgets at the plate. Yeager a hit and a stolen base. First pitch from Rowe. Strike called. So you got Hope Pileski at second, and she probably won't be too much of a threat to steal. Only a couple of stolen bases here this season. Only one time the midgets have successfully stolen a base. Time is called as Yeager, I think, was set up outside of the box right out of the get-go. The tough part as the game goes along in softball is the batter's box lines start to get faded. 0-1 bunt taken for a ball. Yeah, Yeager, who's trying to get just a little closer to the plate, was almost standing on home plate when she was set up to get ready to swing, or to bunt in this case. The 1-1 from Rowe. That's a punt right back to the circle. Thrown to second, or thrown to first, covered by second base, Bella Stoffergen. It's in time, out number 2. 2 bunts, and Hope Pileski goes from first to third. And now, Tatum Dunleavy's got to come through with a base hit to give the midgets the lead. Pileski at third. Here's the pitch to Dunleavy. Swinging a fly ball. Right center. Charging in the right fielder. Dropping it is Williamson. Williamson couldn't make the catch in right. A run scores and ELC takes the lead. Good things happen when he put the ball in play in a tough scenario for Addie Williamson, who was there, got leather on it, and couldn't bring it in. And the midgets continue this inning, scoring an unearned run. Here's Haley Stokes. The right fielder bats here for Estherville Lincoln Central in the top of the third. And you hope that doesn't, if you're a Davenport Assumption fan, you hope that's just the one run that comes from that error. First pitch, ball up, throw to second is plenty in time, and tagged out is Dunleavy to end the inning. But the error does its damage. ELC scores a run on that error, no hits, and doesn't leave a runner. We have played 2.5, and the midgets have their first lead up 2-1. Back with the bottom of the third after this. From Fort Dodge and the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Here's Marissa Boynton to lead things off for Davenport Assumption in the bottom of the third. She takes the ball up. It's 1-0. Well, ELC scores a run in the top of the third on an error by the Knights in the field. Unearned run is the difference at this point. Here's a fly ball the other way. That's trouble over the second baseman, Dunleavy. And she tracks it down in foul territory for the first out of the inning. Great hustle from second by Dunleavy. And it's one gone. We'll take a look at how far. Look how far she has to go for this ball. Full-on sprint, gets into foul territory. She had time to spare, too. She was able to stay up to get that ball. Great catch by Dunleavy. Here's Kennedy Kane. And now time call. Kane wants to reset. Yeager taking a long look into the ELC dugout. First pitch to Kane, breaks down and away. Kane, one of those 3 2-out hits in the 1-run inning in inning number 1. Was left stranded at third base. The 1-0, that's a strike. Kennedy Kane, who has been a strong cleanup hitter for the Knights this season, 22 runs batted in for a Davenport Assumption team that probably a lot of people thought would not get back here. 1 pitch down, 2-1. And all the seniors, they graduated off last year's runner-up team. It is just a testament to the program that was built by Ron Farrell and has been succeeded well by Tyler Edwards. I'm sure all the weight of the world was put on Edwards' shoulder when he took over for a legendary head coach like Ron Farrell, but he has carried the torch well. Bouncing ball back up the middle, knocked down by Yeager, recovered by Dunleavy, and over to Breckwald for out number 1. Keeping a book at home, that would be a 1-4-3 putouts. Yeager is okay, the home plate umpire. Deidre Moore having to make sure that is okay. We take a look at this. You can't ricochet this any better. It perfectly rolled to Dunleavy. It was like a typical ground ball to Dunleavy. A nice assist there from Riley Yeager to Tatum Dunleavy. Not something we're not used to hearing already from the state basketball tournament. Here's Catherine Snyder, first baseman. And Yeager's offering. That's in there, strike 1. I think sometimes it would be more Dunleavy to Yeager than it was Yeager to Dunleavy, but I guess we can look back at some of the box scores on how the assists were distributed. 0-1, down and in. Of course, in reality, it was insert player here to Haley Stokes most of the time. Of course, Stokes, who's in right field, set the state tournament record, Class 3A state tournament record for most points in a tournament this past winter. 1-1 and a soft ground ball left side. This is J.C. Anderson and a rifle across the diamond. And it's a 1-2-3 third for Riley Yeager and ELC. The Knights go down in order, and the Midgets keep the lead heading into the 4th on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Hey fans, official state tournament merchandise is now available online. Let's get your smartphones out and just scan that QR code at the bottom left of your screen now, or you can visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. Some outstanding merchandise for the girls' state softball tournament. And an outstanding game for you here on Iowa Central Field in Fort Dodge. There's Molly Rowe, Davenport Assumption pitcher. She has only allowed 1 earned run, but it's the unearned run that has been the difference for ELC in this one. Haley Stokes leading things off. And she takes a strike to get things started. Stokes was at the plate and was caught stealing, or was at the plate when her teammate Tatum Dunleavy was caught stealing on the first pitch of the at-bat. The 0-1. And that was a meatball, but Stokes just was underneath it and fouled it off. 0-2. Stokes probably would love that pitch back, but not often you get an opportunity like that from Molly Rowe. It's the 0-2. It's upstairs. Good job by Stokes to lay off it. Both teams are really patient at the plate. They're definitely not going to shoot themselves in the foot, that's for sure. Limit strikeouts. Davenport Assumption especially. So 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2. I'm looking back at the last few innings now, and only one night batter has been struck out. 3 midgets were struck out right in a row in the second inning. It's been a pretty clean game as far as that's concerned. 2-2, pop-up. That's going to stay in play. The catcher, Charlotte Niji, over toward the night dugout, and she makes the catch. Or toward the ELC dugout, I should say. She gets there to make the catch. Good job out of the crouch from Niji. And there's one out for the dangerous bat of the shortstop, J.C. Anderson. Anderson's home run tied the game in the second inning. I would encourage some fans to be on alert out there in those center field bleachers. She was trying to hit you last time. First pitch, ball up. 1-0 to Anderson. I think she just missed the bleachers in center field, just to the right of it when she hit that home run in the second inning. A majestic shot, though. See if she's got another one in her. 1-0. And you know it's on Molly Rowe's mind, as she's missed with the first two. One badly missed. The other, it's a little bit more competitive, but after the first pitch misses that bad, Anderson's not going to be swinging there. 2-0. Now she's swinging, fouls it back. 2-1 to Anderson, and that was the thing, too, with her home run. It came with 2 strikes. It wasn't even a hitter's count. It was a 1-2 count. And boy, she was just on top of it. She knew what pitch she wanted, got it, and knew what to do with it. It's a 2-1. Down and away. And you give a power bat like J.C. Anderson another hitter's count, and you might be asking for some trouble here. Molly Rowe trying to work her way around a lethal bat in the ELC order. It's a 3-1 count. That does catch the outside corner to fill things up. Anderson's followed by Hillary Rush. We mentioned it after Anderson hit the home run. This middle part of the order, everyone can hit a home run. Payoff pitch. Wave and a miss and a riser. It's strike 3. A massive strikeout for Molly Rowe. She got ahead of Anderson 3-1 and came back to fill the count, came back to strike out the ELC shortstop. With 2 outs, it's time for Hillary Rushy to step up to bat. Hillary Rushy, a third-team All-State selection last year. She is tied for second on the team in home runs with 6. Strike there outside corner. It just blows my mind. I always love watching a softball pitcher that can throw a cut fastball. One with lateral movement. 0-1. Wave and a miss, strike 2. I mean, baseball defies the law of physics. I feel like softball pitchers that can break pitches side to side like that, I feel like that defies the law of physics even more than, say, a baseball curveball does. I mean, there's just no way that ball should be able to break like that. And Molly Rowe is on a roll now. She retires the midgets in order in the top of the 4th. We're midway through. Still just a 1-run ELC lead. Back to the Girls State Softball Tournament after this on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Folks out in attendance here in Fort Dodge enjoying a gorgeous day for the state softball tournament. You really can't get much better than that. All the food vendors and the many folks in attendance here in Fort Dodge. The Midgets with a 2-1 lead, and we want to thank again the Iowa Farm Bureau for presenting the 2024 Girls State Softball Tournament. As sole title sponsor of the IGHSAU, Farm Bureau recognizes athletic and academic achievement on the mat and in the classroom and on the diamond as well, helping to nurture Iowa's future leaders. Addie Williamson steps up to bat. Takes a strike right out of the get-go, and that pitch is lined past the hot corner and in the outfield for a base hit. Williamson's aboard, will lead things off in the bottom of the fourth inning as Davenport Assumption tries to tie things back up here in the middle part of the inning. We're also going to get, it looks like maybe a pinch runner of some kind maybe. Bella Stoffergen's at the plate, so it's not a pinch hitter. And once we get the jersey number, it's Laura Lippincott. Laura Lippincott is this pinch runner presented by IMT Insurance. Or now you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. So Laura Lippincott represents the tying run here in the bottom of the fourth to lead things off. And now it's Bella Stoffergen, the second baseman. Grounded out in the first inning. And a strike taken. Hillary Rushing trying to keep Laura Lippincott honest. Lippincott does have 12 stolen bases on the year and 13 tries. That's one of only a few nights with double-digit steals. Yeager looks in. And the 0-1. Bunted. It gets down. Picked up at third. Throw to first in time. Dunleavy covers the bunt at first. Evie Nath with the throw. And Laura Lippincott is to second base. Knights have the tying run in scoring position. And here's Molly Rowe, the pitcher. Trying to tie things back up for when she takes the ball in the fifth. They had a couple extra inning games here yesterday. Wouldn't be surprised to be on the verge of another here. Shows a bunt and a strike taken at the knees. Molly Rowe takes the drop ball in the zone. It's 0-1. Base hit lead off. Inning number 2 for Molly Rowe. Allie Castle, her courtesy runner, got to third and then was doubled off on a great line out. That pitch is up and away. As Molly Rowe could use another base hit here. Would have a good shot of tying the game, although the ELC defense is well known for not only their speed, but their throwing arms. Ground ball, left side. J.C. Anderson charges, throws. It's not dug out, and everybody's safe. A low throw. Lippincott to third. Rowe reaches. Runners on the corners, and we are going to get a throwing error on J.C. Anderson. And we will have the same courtesy runner. Allie Castle subs in with another IMT Insurance substitution. It's Madison Edwards, the center fielder, batting with runners on the corners and only one out. Edwards batting with runners on the corners and one out. The first pitch. Strike. Inside corner, and Allie Castle takes second base for free. Was given insight that Benton Community, the top seed, has moved on. They defeated Solon 5-1 on the other diamond, so the winner of this contest will get the number 1 seed in Class 3A. 0-1 to Edwards, bunted foul. First base side counts 0-2 here to Edwards, who couldn't get a potential game-tying bunt down. So we've got almost all the 3A field picked out. Just got to figure out this one. And I have a feeling we might be far enough away from this one being figured out. 1 out, second and third, 0-2. Yeager's pitch showed bunt again with 2 strikes, but taken up. Boy, it is a risky call to ask for a bunt with 2 strikes because obviously if you just miss it, you're out. But if you bunt it foul as well, you're out as well, whether it hits the ground or not. I mean, you are really putting a lot of trust in the bottom of the order, no less, Madison Edwards, to try and get this bunt down. See if they call it again. Could have been a misread of the sign. No, she shows bunt again. She gets it down in fair territory. Throw behind Lippincott at third, and she's safe. Edwards safe at first. No advancement. Bases are loaded. So a bunt puts a runner everywhere for Davenport Assumption. And that one will be a fielder's choice, a 1 fielder's choice. Base is loaded, and we're going to have a quick conference with the top of the order here for Assumption. Well, with 1 out, the base is loaded. You've got a lot in your playbook you can go to. And especially with the top of the order up, I mean, you got to have a lot of confidence. Sophia Connell can get a bunt down, can slap her way on, can, swing away and try and get one to the outfield. I mean, you've got so many things you can try and do to get Lippincott home. At this point, the goal is tie the game and let the other runs come where they may. Connell takes a ball. Sophia Connell has driven in 17 runs this season, but she comes from the top of the order, so and those RBI numbers are not probably as high as they could be, but the fact she still has driven 17 runs in from the top is impressive. Slap hit, foul. Couldn't tuck it inside the bag, and we're even. You've got 2 pinch runners on the bases as well. Here, Laura Lippincott. She represents the tying run at third. She's a junior. Allie Castle, a junior at second. And Madison Edwards, a freshman at first. Cottle back in, 1-1 high. Now comes the question of can Riley Yeager avoid a walk here as well? That would be a free run on the board for the Knights that would tie the game. 2-1 to Cottle. 1 out pitch, fouled pack. We stay even. Boy, a huge pitch, or potentially set of pitches coming here from Riley Yeager to Sophia Cottle. A strikeout would be exactly what Yeager needs. 2-2, the pitch. Outside, we're full. And everybody just seems to be kind of leaning forward on their bleacher seats. What is going to happen here? The bases are juiced. The count is juiced. It's the payoff pitch. Down and away, ball 4, we're tied. Sophia Cottle with a bases loaded walk. Scores Laura Lippincott. The bases stay loaded. And the game is now tied with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And that forces Hillary Rushy out of the crouch to try and chat with Riley Yeager. A battery crew that has been around for a long time, has been pitching and catching each other for a long time. They're both juniors, grown up together that way and playing in the same age class, and now needing a big sequence of outs to get out of this mess. Tied at 2. Still the bases are loaded. Here's Charlotte Nijian, a fly ball to right. Chasing it back is Stokes. She makes the catch. Tagging from third is Castle. The throw from right's not in time. They throw to third, and everybody advances 60 feet. Allie Castle scores. A sac fly to Haley Stokes in right. And Davenport Assumption's back on top. We see this again. Niji hit it to pretty deep right field. Stokes did all she could. She couldn't really line up to charge in on it. The throw to home was not in time. Second and third now with 2 outs, and here's Marissa Boynton. First pitch down, it bounces by the catcher. Here comes Edwards, and the Knights lead by 2. A wild pitch scores Madison Edwards. And Davenport Assumption has put up a very crooked number here in the bottom of the 4th. 4-2. Davenport Assumption leads. It had been 1-run innings, 1 in the first for the Knights, 1 in the second and third for ELC, now 3 in the 4th. A 1-0 pitch. Ground ball left side. That ball is through for a base hit. Boynton drives in Cottle. It is 5-2, Davenport Assumption. Marissa Boynton with her second hit of the morning, her first RBI. It's a 4 spot here in the 4th. And now, time is called. Megan Anderson, the head coach of ELC, wants to talk things over, and I think a pitching change is coming. As the ball was tossed to Tatum Dunleavy. That second part of that 1-2 punch, her and Riley Yeager. Going over things is Megan Anderson, and we are going to have a pitching change here for ELC. Tatum Dunleavy takes over. We'll let her warm up. Back after this on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Tatum Dunleavy takes over in the circle for ELC, the second part of that 1-2 combo, and a pitching change brought to you by IMT Insurance. Dunleavy a 16-4 record with a 1.07 ERA. Just the third time she's been called upon out of the bullpen. Here's Kennedy Kane, and the first pitch is down. It's 1-0. Dunleavy and Yeager just switched spots, so Yeager's the new second baseman here for ELC. Dunleavy inherits a mess. 4 runs scored here in inning number 4. Runner on first with 2 gone, and the 1-0 miss down and in. This is Kennedy Kane, the cleanup spot here for Davenport Assumption, who was 1 for 2. Base hit and got to third in inning number 1. Dunleavy's 2-0. 3-0. Well, that's the last thing you wanted to see if you're Megan Anderson, is a 3-ball count to get things started. 3-0 to Kennedy Kane, and Dunleavy's pitch. That's a strike. Got the call at the knees. 3-1 here to Kane. Dunleavy pitched against Unity Christian in the regional semifinals. Went 5 innings and pitched a no-hitter. No hits, no runs. Did hit a batter, the only base runner she allowed. 3-1. Fly ball foul. Count is full. Davenport Assumption with 4 runs here in this inning. Only one of them earned. Payoff pitch, ground ball to short. On the second hop by Anderson. Throw to first in time, and so Dunleavy does. end the fourth, but 4 runs score for the Knights. They have a 3-run lead heading into the fifth. We're back with more of this Class 3A state quarterfinal after this on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Fans, level up your college or level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passions and be more than just a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply at central.edu. Daniel Versteg with you here on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy on a gorgeous day. Best softball diamonds in the state. Best softball diamonds in the country, I'll say it. 5-2 in favor of Davenport Assumption going to the top of the fifth. Casey Breckwald trying to get something going for the Midgets, who takes high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. This is the bottom third of the ELC order, trying to respond after Davenport Assumption took advantage. They scored 4 runs in the fourth. Breckwald fouls one. And in and out of the hands of a spectator up that third base line. 1-1 to Breckwald. Struck out in inning number 2. 1 of 5 punch-outs recorded by Molly Rowe. 1-1. Wave and a miss. There's a little bit of a rising fastball. It's 1-2. Here to Breckwald. Davenport Assumption with a 3-run advantage after the 4-run fourth. Line drive, left center field. That ball's down for a base hit. So Casey Breckwald gets something going here for ELC to start the road half of the fifth. The Midgets are in business as the third baseman Evie Nath comes up to bat. Solid hit off the bat of Casey Breckwald. Leads things off in the top of the fifth. One of these teams will play Benton Community. The winner of this game will play Benton Community. The loser will play Solon in their next contest here at the state tournament. Nath takes the ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Nath. Struck out to end inning number 2. Pitch is on the inside corner to even the count at 1-1. One pitch. Bunt. It's down. Taken for ball 2. Nath trying to go with a little bit of small ball, but it was not needed evidently. 2 balls and a strike. Here to Evie Nath. Pitch from Rowe. Wave and a miss. Strike 2. So ELC is got something started, but it's continuing the momentum now. It's multiple base runners. It's continuing to hit the ball hard. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. Throw behind Breckwald, and she's back in safely. A strikeout for Molly Rowe. That's the 6th ELC batter she has retired on strikes. And with 1 out, it's Hope Pileski. Pileski, the designated player, takes or swings and misses at a pitch up. It's 0-1. Pileski walked and later scored an unearned run in inning number 3. Was the difference for a long time. 0-1. down for a ball. Bouncing in front of the plate. There's really no chance of that ball being a strike. And again, Rowe, after walking Pileski in the third, knows she doesn't want to do that again and give them an opportunity to score a run with the top of the order. There's a strike inside corner. It's 1-2. See what Rowe comes back with. She has been on a roll now. 1-2. On the outside corner, it's strike 3. Back-to-back big strikeouts for Molly Rowe, her 7th of the contest. And now we go to Kara Schultz, top of the order here for ELC. Before we do, it looks like we're going to get a runner here for the Midgets. As Breckwald goes to the dugout, and coming out of the dugout is Addison Hoagie. And Addison Hoagie is a pinch runner and a substitution brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Kara Schultz bats. Swings and misses. 0-1. With Addison Hoagie, the runner at first for ELC. Top of the 5th. You really want to take advantage here if you're an Estherville Lincoln Central fan. This one's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now, if your assumption, you think, too, can you add some insurance in the next half inning as well? Make it even more tough in the next couple innings. It's down. In the dirt, 2-1. Here to Schultz. Fly out, ground out for the ELC center fielder. Kara Schultz back in. 2-1. Even a miss. A pitch up and in. Molly Rowe. And a rough first couple of innings, but has settled in nicely. It's been dominant. Fly ball, center field. A can of corn for Edwards, who gets under it and hauls it in. Madison Edwards records out number 3, and Molly Rowe leaves a leadoff hit stranded in the 5th. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Time to stretch here in Fort Dodge. 5-2 Knights on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Girls State Softball Tournament continues in the Class 3A State Quarterfinal with Davenport Assumption. On top 5-2 over Estherville Lincoln Central. The Knights 7 hits, as you can see, just doing more damage, getting more base runners, putting more pressure on the ELC defense, doing what they need to do to win. Here's Catherine Snyder. Takes up and away against Tatum Dunleavy, who was able to get the first out of her day on the first batter she faced, Kennedy Kane, who grounded out to short on 6 pitches. And now Dunleavy's got a clean slate, taking over. She misses up, 2-0 to Snyder. Snyder 1 for 2. And a base hit as part of that big 2-out rally in the first that only produced a run, but produced probably a little bit more of a scare in that ALC dugout. 2-0. That one's a hot shot foul. First base side, 2-1. Keep your head on a swivel here in Fort Dodge. It's always a good idea. 2-1, the pitch. Off speed, taken outside. Another 3-ball count here from Dunleavy to a night hitter. Got behind Kennedy Kane and was only able to work her way back. Had to come back in that count to record the ground out. So 3-1 to Snyder. It's fouled straight back. Too good of a pitch to lay off, and a late swing and foul by Snyder fills the count. Ken Snyder gets something started for Assumption to add to their lead here in inning number 5. Payout pitch from Dunleavy. Ground ball softly hit. Knocked down by Dunleavy. The shortstop Anderson backs her up nicely. Throws on to first in time. It is out number 1. Many hands make light work. I guess that's the ELC motto defensively. They have 2 ground outs recorded in which 3 different players touched the ball in some form to assist on the putout. And a 1-4-3 ground out off the pitcher Yeager in the third, and now that one goes 1-6-3 as Addie Williamson takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. Well, Williamson has definitely made up for that error she had with ELC's go-ahead run. Ground ball to third, knocked down by Nath, has to recover, throw to first, is in time. Bang, bang play, and a nice recovery by Evie Nath. Records out number 2 and puts away Addie Williamson. That didn't look good there for a moment. Nath had that ball knocked down right in front of her, and when you're at third base, that's a lot more of a dangerous scenario. She was able to recover nicely, and now here's Bella Stoffergen. 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs to her line. The first pitch, right down the pipe, strike 1. Dunleavy has been strong out of the pen here for ELC. 3 ground outs in 1 full statistical inning recorded in the circle. 0-1 to Stoffergen. Missed outside. It's 1-1. Davenport Assumption has not been able to have much of an answer for Dunleavy yet. They've worked some long counts, but hasn't really gone anywhere yet. 1-1 off the handle. It's foul. 1-2. Nice job by Zach Murphy in that first base coaching box, getting out of the way with a nice duck down. One and 2 to Stoffergen as Dunleavy goes for a 1-2-3 inning. Line shot. That gets through a base hit for Stoffergen. Put the ball in play a couple of times, grounded out twice, and now she's aboard with a 2-out hit in the 5th. Well, and 2-out hits have been dangerous today for Davenport Assumption. We'll see if that leads to any more. Molly Rowe, this bottom of the order has been tremendous for Davenport Assumption here this morning. Of their 10 plate appearances, they have reached base 6 times. Rowe, swing and a miss, strike 1. 3 hits, a fielder's choice, an error, and a walk in 10 plate appearances from the bottom 4 hitters in the night's order. This goes to show what I was talking about earlier. There really is no bottom of the order for any of these state tournament teams. 0-1 pitch, that's high. 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't care if the batting order has a 1 in front of your name. I don't care if it's got a 9. You are at the state tournament for a reason. You are a solid hitter. And that's what the Knights have shown all the way up and down the order. 1-1 pitch. Check swing. Ball down. No appeal. Now they will appeal. And she didn't go anyway. 2 balls and a strike. Molly Rowe, base hit, error. Her courtesy runner Allie Castle scored a run. It's part of that 4-run fourth with only 1 earned run. 2-1 to row. Line shot, hard hit to right field. Stokes gets there on the run and makes the catch for out number 3, robbing another potential 2-out hit for Davenport Assumption. The Knights leave a 2-out hit stranded on base, so we'll go to the 6th. It's starting to get to crunch time for the Midgets. They'll come up down 3 here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Slate's the place for you!
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Well, the Iowa Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why they're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing girls state softball tournament. They believe that by investing in our youth, they're investing in Iowa's future, and we thank the Iowa Farm Bureau for their support of the Iowa Girl and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, bringing you some outstanding state softball here in Fort Dodge, 5-2. Favor of Davenport Assumption as Riley Yeager tries to get a rally started for the Midgets. Takes a strike. It's 0-1. Well, the problem for ELC, they've gotten some base runners. They've had a few throughout the game, but it's not been consistent enough. Check swing on a slap attempt. And she did not go. It's a ball. There has only been 1 inning in which ELC has gotten multiple base runners on. 1-1. It's up and in. That inning, once they got the second base runner on with the error, was quickly ended on the very next pitch. Dunleavy thrown out trying to steal second base, so they didn't have multiple base runners in an inning for long before it was quickly ended by the cannon of Charlotte Niji. Ball outside to Yeager, and now the Midgets trying to get that leadoff base runner on again. They've gotten the leadoff base runner on in 3 of the last 4 innings here. But again, still trail 5-2 here to Davenport Assumption. Nobody's been able to follow it. 3-1, a kind of a get-me-over strike on the outside corner, and Yeager takes it to fill the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Yeager. The pitch. Out back. Yeager had one of those base running opportunities. Reached on a hit in the first base runner for ELC. Stole a base in that inning as well, and she is 1 for 2. Full count here to Yeager, trying to slap her way on. And the payoff pitch. Wave and a miss for strike 3. It's the 8th strikeout for Molly Rowe. Was having her welcome back to the state tournament moment after missing her junior season with an injury. She has been fantastic for Davenport Assumption here today. Looks like she's pitched all of last season. No issues here. Here's Tatum Dunleavy. First pitch, wave and a miss. And a sword for Molly Rowe. Counts 0-1 here to Dunleavy. Dunleavy put the ball in play in the 3rd that resulted in an error and scored a run. 0-1, wave and a miss for strike 2. Molly Rowe just knifing through ELC hitters. 0-2. Ground ball left side. The two-hopper for Pilgrim is in time. The throw to first for out number 2. Alexis Pilgrim on a nice play over to Catherine Snyder. 2 gone. Here's Haley Stokes. And now 5 ELC hitters have been retired in a row by Molly Rowe. Haley Stokes having a rough go of things. 2 infield pop-ups today, 0 for 2. Stokes takes down and in, 1-0. And you're starting to maybe get a little nervous here if you're ELC. The Midgets are down to their final 4 outs here in this contest. 0-1. It's upstairs. Excuse me, 2-0 the count, 2-0. Stokes has not been able to make solid contact here today. Might not even get a chance to, but the count 3-0. Time is called as Charlotte Niji wants to talk with Molly Rowe in the circle. And that's just a, hey, well, get back to what you've been known for. What you've done so well today. Throw strikes, get hitters out. Molly Rowe has been a really strong pitcher. 3-0. The miss is upstairs. It's ball 4. Here to Haley Stokes. 2-out base runner on here for ELC. First base runner since the leadoff hit in the 5th by Casey Breckwald. And now we'll see if Haley Stokes' speed is utilized. She's stolen 14 bases this season. That athleticism at first always on display. Here's J.C. Anderson. Big cut and a miss, strike 1. Wanted another long ball like she had to lead off the 2nd. And if she can get a long ball, it'd be a 1-run game. But getting 1 home run off Molly Rowe is tough enough. 2 is unthinkable. That one's high and tight to Anderson. Anderson struck out on 6 pitches in her follow-up at bat in the 4th. It's the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball sharply hit past first into the right field corner. And rounding second, Stokes on her way to third. They dig it out of there. Stokes scores. Heading to third is Anderson. She's in with a 2-out stand-up triple. It is a Channel Seeds extra base hit for J.C. Anderson. A triple into the right field corner. And it's a 2-run ball game. That Channel Seeds hit. Channel Seed brand is here to help farmers like you. Up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. For J.C. Anderson, just her 2nd 3-base hit of the season. It drives in Haley Stokes to make it a 2-run ball game. And all of a sudden, things get a little more interesting here. J.C. Anderson has driven in 2 of the 3 runs, and now look like Allie Timmons out of the dugout to try and get back on the same page with starting pitcher Molly Rowe. Well, ELC's done at least what they can do here. They've started the process of coming back. Nobody expected them to get all 3 runs back in the 6th, although now Hillary Rushy represents the tying run. They at least started the process here. They got to run, got to work, and we'll see what Rushy can do. The infield plays in. Anderson's at third on the first pitch. Waved through and missed. It's 0-1. Here to Hillary Rushy. Anderson with 2 extra base hits, driving in one run here, and herself with the home run in the 2nd, and now trying to score her 2nd run of the day as well. After a quick chat with Megan Anderson, the ELC head coach. The 0-1 pitch, is just outside. Just off the plate, and that gives Rushy a little bit more, maybe comfort with the count 1-1. Struck out twice. You need a ball every now and then. That one one's to the backstop. Here comes Anderson. She flops into home plate, and it's a one-run game here in the top of the sixth. A wild pitch to the backstop, and J.C. Anderson, who will be running track at UNI. I'm sure the Panthers love to see that 60 feet sprint. Scores a run, one-run ball game here in the top of the sixth. Rushy is still the tying run at the plate with a 2-1 count and a swing and a miss for strike two. You can't throw away the opportunity that Rushy has to maybe hit a long ball. She has hit 6 of them this season. You always got to keep that in mind with ELC. 2-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Rowe gets a big strikeout to end the inning, but ELC does its damage. They scored 2 runs on a hit. No errors. Don't leave anybody. It's a one-run game going to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll have that for you next on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome back to Fort Dodge, heading to the bottom of the 6th. The contingent of ELC fans who have a little bit more to cheer about, trailing by a run at the bottom of the 6th inning. As long as Tatum Dunleavy, there she is, dapping up her teammates in the circle, can keep things the way they are, the Midgets will have a chance to tie with 1 run in the 7th inning. Flip things over. Madison Edwards, the center fielder, will lead things off. Home half of the 6th, and Dunleavy's pitch. It's right in there, strike 1. Edwards 0 for 2 officially. Strikeout and a fielder's choice. Reached on that and scored a run in the 4th. Dunleavy did allow a hit in the 5th, but has done a nice job through an inning and a 3rd. Shows bunt, push bunt up the first base line, picked up by Breckwald, and over to Yeager covering for out number 1. Nice first out of the 6th inning for ELC, and how the Assumption order flips over for Sophia Cottle. And that's the thing I love seeing too with both of these teams. Assumption, especially Madison Edwards, has been giving both Sophia Cottle and Charlotte Niji, the on-deck hitter, a little tip and trick about what she saw from Tatum Dunleavy. It's Cottle. First pitch from Dunleavy. That caught the outside corner, strike 1. Cottle has gotten on base twice here today. A hit, a walk, and a ground out. She's scored a run, and she's driven in a run. Kind of a do-it-all player here for Assumption. The 0-1, it's upstairs. One ball and 1 strike count. As ELC just needs to survive the top of the order and try and scratch across a run in the next half inning. 1-1. Check swing on a slap, and it's a full swing, strike 2. Cottle, I think, as soon as she followed through her swing, thought, well, why did I swing at that? But unfortunately, a little too late for that thought. Cottle's behind 1 and 2, and now Dunleavy drops the ball. It's not an illegal pitch, so no ball, and we don't have balks in softball. There's no base runners on anyway, so it wouldn't be a balk anyway. 1-2, the pitch. It's a line shot the other way and foul. Softly hit line drive off the handle and couldn't keep it fair. Cottle in her 8th grade season has been stellar top of the order hitter. As we mentioned a couple of times now, a name you have got to keep on your radar when you come to Fort Dodge and watch Assumption at the state tournament. 1-2, the pitch. Line drive through the right side, a base hit. Stokes comes up firing from right, and it won't be in time. Cottle has her 2nd hit of the day. 3rd time she's reached. And now it will be the catcher in Charlotte Nishi up to bat here for the Knights. So Assumption's hopes for an insurance run here are still alive. They've got a 1-out base runner for Charlotte Nishi, who's known to have some pop here at the state tournament. Hit her first career home run here last year in the quarterfinals. Shows bunt. Pitches down. Cottle goes, and she's in safely. Throw a little too high from Hillary Rushy, and Sophia Cottle has swiped her 37th base of the season. That leads the team by a plenty. On a pitch up, Cottle in scoring position. Counts 1-0 here to Nishi, who's 0 for 2 with an RBI. And a sac fly in the 4th. Shows a bunt and takes one right down Broadway. 1-1. Gets a sign from Tyler Edwards, the 2nd-year head coach of Davenport Assumption, who has continued right where Ron Farrell left off. 1-1 pitch, bunt foul, straight back, 1-2. Ron Farrell even said when he took the job at Truman State and left the Davenport area, he said, Tyler's going to have big shoes to fill. He knew that right out of the get-go, but he said he was full of confidence in Edwards' ability to take over his program and continue the success it's had. 1-2, line shot right center, base hit to the alley. Cottle easily scores. Nishi's to 2nd. They trade places, and the Knights lead by 2 on a big double for Charlotte Nishi. It is another Channel Seeds extra base hit as Charlotte Nishi gives the Knights an insurance policy here in the bottom of the 6th. This ball rocketed to the gap in right center, and it got all the way to the wall. No chance to make a play on her, and now Charlotte Nishi is also being replaced by Hadley Edwards. So we've got IMT Insurance pinch runner as well. The courtesy runner, Edwards, checking in for Nishi, and here is Marissa Boynton, who lines one to right. That ball is down. Stokes throws to first, dug out of there in time. It's out number 2. It's a 9-3 ground out, as it will go in the book anyway. Hadley Edwards moves to 3rd on that ball. We've seen Stokes come up firing a couple of times, but she finally gets one she can make a play on, and a nice pick out of there by Casey Breckwald as well. So another runner at 3rd here with 2 outs for Kennedy Kane. Ground ball sharply hit to 2nd, played by Yeager on the knee-high hop. And the throw to first is out number 3. The Knights tack an extra run on the board. It's a 2-run Davenport Assumption lead. Heading to the top of the 7th, ELC's last chance. When we come back, you're watching the Girls State Softball Tournament on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Well, you see the margin here, 2 runs, 6 innings complete. ELC's got to make up that margin in this half inning, otherwise they will head to a consolation matchup with Solon coming up tomorrow here in Fort Dodge. As Molly Rose, one job, trying to retire the bottom third of the order and send the Knights to the semifinal round once again. Here's Breckwald, who takes a strike outside corner. It's 0-1. You mentioned Davenport Assumption is tying a state record 9th consecutive trip to state, and the craziest part of all of that is they have finished no worse than 3rd in all of those 9 years in a row. They have won 4 championships in this stretch. They've made it to the championship and lost it 3 times. Semifinalists and won the consolation game once. Fly ball foul, that gets out of play. I mean, it's one thing to make the state tournament 9 years in a row. That's a very impressive feat. It's another thing to systematically, when you come here, win ball games, get to the last game of the season, play for a championship, win the championship more often than not. 2-2 here to Breckwald. 4 of the 8 tournament runs in that stretch that have finished have ended with the Knights hoisting the state championship trophy. As long as they can get 3 outs here, they'll have a chance to do it again, or at least give themselves a chance. But now the count is full here to Casey Breckwald, who is 1 for 2. Base hit to lead off the 5th. She could use another leadoff base running opportunity here as ELC was able to cut to the deficit in inning number 6. Got it to a run. The Knights tacked on 1 more in the 6th inning as well. Line shot, left center. That's trouble. All the way to the wall for Breckwald. She rounds first. The throw from Edwards keeps her at first base. What a relay from Madison Edwards in center field. She got to that ball incredibly quickly in the gap in left center and holds Breckwald to just a single. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter for ELC as well. It'll be Grace Nath checking in for Evie Nath. So Grace Nath, the freshman, checking in for the senior Evie Nath. A pinch hitter brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Grace Nath getting a quick chat with Megan Anderson in. Well, this is a lot of confidence in a freshman, Grace Nath, who is only 1 for 11 this season. 091. She's driven in 1 run, struck out 5 times. Strike 1 on a swing and a miss. In Megan Anderson's eyes, there's no better time for the second hit of the season. Why not get it here? Grace Nath bats. 0-1, fouled. It's 0-2. And Grace Nath does represent the game's tying run here in the 7th if she can reach base. Casey Breckwald doing her job to reach first with a leadoff hit. The 0-2. Down and in. It gets by Niji. Over to second. And just in there safely is Breckwald. Boy, that took a perfect ricochet to Charlotte Niji. Breckwald, who didn't slide, nearly paid for it. But she does get to second base. The count is 1-2 here to Grace Nath. Excellent job playing the ricochet by Niji. 1-2. Fouled straight back. Count remains 1-2. She's hitting for Evie Nath, who went 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Just wasn't her day. And I think we're going to get another pinch hitter as well. Hope Pileski goes into the ELC dugout. 1-2. Ground ball. Pulled fair of third. Rounding third. And scoring is Breckwald. And into second base with a double is Grace Nath. Just her second hit of the season. And it comes in a big way here in the state tournament. It's a one-run ball game. It's another Channel Seeds extra base hit as well, and the tying run is in scoring position with nobody out in the 7th. What a job pulling it down the left field line off the glove of the third baseman Pilgrim, and it got stuck around in that left field corner. Grace Nath with a 2-base hit. She is replaced by Evie Nath, and Grace Nath is fired up on the way to the ELC dugout. Boy, my heart's racing, and I didn't just record my second hit of the season. I can't imagine how fast the heart rate of Grace Nath is now. And there's still nobody out, by the way. So ELC has so many tricks up their sleeve. We've also got a pinch hitter here. It's Ariana Beekman into the ball game, another IMT insurance substitution. Pinch hitter in here for ELC. She's hitting for Hope Pileski in the bottom of the order. First pitch to Beekman, down for a ball, and Evie Nath stays at second. Good scoop by Niji. Well, if it worked once, shoot, why not do it again? I mean, when you're hot, I guess. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Ariana Beekman. Pitch. Line drive, foul down the left field line. A little floating line drive. It's 1-1 here to Beekman. Beekman comes into the state tournament with a little bit more of a sample size, but she's only hitting a .188. 4 runs batted in. But one thing she's got going for her, she has hit a home run this season. It's her only extra base hit of the year. 1-1. Wave and a miss, strike 2. And even if Beekman can't do anything here, the top of the order's coming back up next, so you got to feel good if you're ELC. Still with nobody out in this inning. 1-2 to Beekman. Rose offering upstairs. Nice job by Niji to keep it in front of her. Two-two to Beekman. Another freshman trying to come up in a big spot here for ELC. 2-2. Wave and a miss and a riser. Molly Rowe records a huge strikeout. It's her 10th. First out of the 7th. The tying run still at second for Kara Schultz. Schultz, who's 0 for 3. Fly out twice, ground out once. First pitch. Schultz takes high and in. 1 ball and no strikes. No better time for Kara Schultz. First hit of the contest. Trying to come through for the Midgets. 1-0. It's down. Kicks up some dirt on its way to the plate. 2-0. Kara Schultz is the go-ahead run should she reach base here in the 7th. Evie Nath representing the tying run at second. Deep drive, center field to the wall, and it's caught by the center fielder Edwards. Tagging and going to third is Evie Nath. Schultz gave it a ride and came up a foot short. But Evie Nath gets to third. The tying run 60 feet away as Riley Yeager steps up to bat. Edwards was playing deep in center, didn't have to go too far for that one, and tracked it down up against the fence. Here's Yeager. Base hit, could tie it. Slaps it foul. 0-1 to Yeager, who went 1 for 3 so far, and a base hit in the first. Ground out and a strikeout as well. needs a hit to tie the game. With 2 gone, the pitch. Ball down and away. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Can Riley Yeager come through for ELC when it matters most? Rose 1-1, fouled back. And the Midgets are down to their final strike here in the top of the 7th inning. One ball, 2 strikes to Riley Yeager. Rowe needs one more pitch. Out back, set it up again. Well, Yeager's not going to go down without a fight. Just 13 strikeouts this season and over 100 at-bats. Pretty good ratio there. Rowe, the 1-2. That's fouled pretty much to the same spot of the bleachers in front of the plate, or behind the plate. The count is 1-2. Still, going to be pitch number 6 of this at-bat as Molly Rowe is going to have to earn that 3rd out and earn the right to play Benton Community. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. And, of course, you also got to keep in mind the threat of a wild pitch. We've seen a few of those score runs here today as well. So Charlotte Nijji's got to be a brick wall back there and keep everything in front of her or close to her. Pitch number 7, the 2-2. Ground ball right side, scooped by Stoffridgen. She throws to first, and the Knights are moving back to the semifinals. Davenport Assumption in their 9th consecutive state tournament appearance are in the semifinal round at least for the 9th straight season, a 6-5 win over Estherville Lincoln Central. And the Knights will take a 26-12 record into the semifinal round with Benton Community. ELC will head to the consolation matchup with Solon with a record of 31-7. What a ball game. ELC had the tying run get to 3rd, comes up a little short, and now Davenport Assumption will continue on in a semifinal matchup that they are so familiar with. Let's now try and send it down to our public address announcer for the awards presentation. Davenport Assumption is moving on. A 6-5 win over ELC here in a state quarterfinal. Stick around if you like that. I'm sure you're going to like what's still to come here in Fort Dodge at Iowa Central Field. On this field, it's supposed to start in 15 minutes, but that doesn't appear like that will be the case. It will be a Class 2A state quarterfinal. It is East Marshall against Lisbon coming up next. Until then, congrats to Davenport Assumption. Moving on, a 6-5 win over Estherville Lincoln Central. For the rest of our Girls Digital Network crew here in Fort Dodge, this is Daniel Versteg saying so long and thanks for watching the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.